I count it as a privilege that, as my husband has requested me to share to you my passion and what the Lord has led me to do in relation to ministry among women. Okay, so allow me to present to you what I submitted to during our cabinet meeting, because Pastor Ray made it clear that the departments are actually part of the cabinet, and as department heads, we are to be implementing programs that are coherent with the programs of our council. We are not a different body at all, but we are part of the general council with specific emphasis on ministering to women. Okay, so let's look at this. If you're able to see my screen share, the Women's Ministries Department of the Philippines General Council of the Assemblies of God. All right. Now, from our bylaws, these are the responsibilities of the department: the planning, developing, and implementing programs and resources for the women at the local, district, and national levels of PGCAG, which actually are to assist the church in fulfilling its fourfold mission. Okay, so we are a body assisting the council, okay, to fulfill our fourfold mission. Okay, so we have here plan, develop, and implement programs and resources. Okay, so programs, resources. Yan yung dalawang key na kailangan nating gawin sa ating department. Okay. Now, ako po bilang the Women's Ministries National Director, I had been tasked to prepare a detailed and workable plan of actions, including the annual budget and logistics and the timeline of the department, subject to the PGCAG Executive Presbytery's approval. Okay. My accountability, I am to report directly to the General Superintendent in the discharge of my responsibilities. And the General Superintendent happened to be my husband. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage?
Big advantage.
Advantage.
Ano? Pag ayaw niya sa gusto ko, ano ko? I'm just joking. But you know, some people also say it is hard to work when your boss is your husband. But well, you know, through the years, I have learned to separate the family issues from ministry issues. Okay. But actually, I am in this ministry because this is what he wants, so I can expect his full support. Okay. All right. So, however, I just want you to know, as district WM directors, meron pong specific mandate ang ating general superintendent sa ating department. Kasi nung nakaraan naming cabinet meeting, talagang Pastor Ray made it clear na ang bawat department ay merong parang specific na mandate. Parang magiging focus ng aming gagawing mga programs. Okay? At sabi niya sa ating department, he wanted us to create a culture of engagement. And if you want to know what is this, I think what you heard from Ate Flora as she wanted to be addressed, yung sabi niya nga, she's not just a pastor, she's not just a teacher, she's not just a staff in the district office, but she is also serving as chaplain in the community. That's the picture of a woman who is a Christian, a minister, but at the same time is engaged with the community. Kasi Pastor Ray believes na tayong mga babae ay meron daw tayong charm. charming daw tayo. We have more than, what we probably think that we can offer. At pwede tayong hindi lang ma-confine sa ating mga churches or Christian ministries, but God can use us in the wider picture called our communities where we are in. Kaya He wanted us that we can create among us this culture, this way of doing things where we are not just confined within, what we call church ministry, but rather we are also women who are out there, okay, engaged with the community. I think he was inspired because this is what also he saw that I am doing. That is why I'm telling you that when Pastor Ray said he wanted me to share my passion and what I have learned that women should be doing, what I will be sharing with you actually will not just be ideas from a book. These are not just, ideas, things that we wanted to do, but these are things that are already happening. Okay, now hearing from you, may dalawa tayong radio host, TV or radio program host dito, and I'm very glad to know that means na mga women kayo na hindi lang naka-confine sa loob ng inyong church, but you have the experience at least of being out there connecting with the community. Kaya ito po yung specific mandate ng ating General Superintendent, that within these 3 years that I have a chance to lead our department, that God will help us to create a culture of engagement. Okay lang ba yan? Okay, so I'm just telling you. Now, let's move on. Mag-respond kayo, please. And if you have any questions later on, you can ask me questions. So, with that, I really ask the Lord to guide me. How will I put this into words? How will I package this thing? And at least para makilala niyo ako, when there is something that I want to hear from the Lord, I go to my throne room. At yung aking throne room ay yung bathroom ko.
Same.
Same ba yun sa inyo? It's a place that I'm sure I will not be disturbed. And when Pastor Ray, nang bumalik po siya from Maynila, from their executive meeting where they decided who will be the department heads, and he came back and he said to me, "Oh, ayan, official na yung appointment mo as National Women's Director." And so when I heard that, as I have said, I immediately went to my throne room. And really, as had been my experience, because I already know he has given me some instruction if this would happen. And when I sat there, in the throne room, itong mga what I'm going to share to you as my vision just fell off from the sky. It's not something na nag-belabor ako, naghirap ako to figure out what I will be doing, but this is something that just fell off from the sky. Ang dali lang po. Itong sabi ng Lord sa akin, this should be the vision that you will share for the women of PGCAG. The vision that the women of PGCAG to become women who are loved, lovely, and loving.
Wow.
Ano masabi niyo?
Amazing. Nice.
Triple L.
Yes, triple L.
Triple L.
Triple L.
I'm glad that positive yung response niyo. Kasi alam mo, itong loving, ito yung loving others. Okay?
Yes.
And this is when we begin to engage with people outside of ourselves. But this will not happen before the first two happens. We first have to be lovely people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Lovable, lovely. But this will not happen if we are depressed,
Yes. That's true.
discontented, and
Correct.
insecure.
Yes.
Rather, we have to be, first of all, feel that we are loved.
Love. Yes.
Amen.
Okay? Salamat
Yes.
naman. Are you excited about this?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited.
So ito po yung ating vision. You know, when we wanted to accomplish something, it has to start with a vision, because visions comes from the Lord. And I can
Yes.
really say that this is something that the Lord has
Amen.
given me. And when I close my eyes, I know it will not happen overnight. It will require patience and a lot of hard work. But if this is a vision that comes from the Lord, you know, it will come to pass. That the women of PGCAG, first of all, will be loved, lovely, and then
Loving.
Loving.
loving others. Actually, ito ay loving others. Kaya ito po yung specific descriptions ng mga ito. First of all, loved. Meaning women who are secured in the love of God.
Yes.
You know, security is one of the issues na women are facing. You know, especially, alam mo lang, after we get married, we have children, we have financial challenges, we have health challenges, you know, lalo pa, things became worse with the pandemic. Or sometimes, you know, after being so busy and doing a lot of things and sacrificing kasi tayo ng mga babae, we tend to forget about ourselves. Or, ako lang ba yun na sometimes we feel na parang tayo ay nakakalimutan?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. So,
Kung minsan, parang tayo nakalimutan na.
so, but you know, if you are secured, our security, thank God for a loving husband, thank God for loving children,
Yes.
thank
Yes.
God for friends. But you know, men as they are, sometimes they also fail. But there is somebody who never fails, and that is God.
Amen.
Yes.
Kaya,
Amen.
itong being loved is a security that we get in the love of God.
Of God. Amen.
This is through
Amen.
self-awareness of who we are because
Yes.
of the love of God. Okay, so yan pong dapat na mangyari una sa atin, that every woman of PGCAG will be so secure in the love of God.
Okay.
Amen. Okay, the second one is lovely. Ito yung description. Women who have the attractive countenance as a
Wow.
result of inner well-being, and not only inner well-being, but also of physical
Physical care.
self-care.
Self-care.
You like that?
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
We will be dealing with some issues. I know we are in the Assemblies of God movement. I don't know with you, but you know, I've been in the Assemblies of God since I was born again in 1974. And I was born again in a time na hindi ako pwedeng mag-lipstick. Ewan ko sa inyo kung nakaabot kayo dyan.
Conservative. Conservative.
Marang,
Conservative.
Kabaliktaran sa amin.
Noon pa yon. Hindi na ngayon.
parang even sometimes nga hanggang ngayon, parang ang daming bawal, parang ano ba. So, but, you know, we will learn these things, okay? Self-care and inner well-being, healing, inner healing, okay? We will have that. Then lovely. The beauty, the outer countenance coming out, you know, from, you know, a healthy and a healed heart, okay, from issues in life. Okay, and the next one is loving
Loving.
others. It's actually loving others. These are women who are loving influencers in their family, in their workplace, and in their community. That's the vision, my dear sisters. How do you feel about this now before I move on? Can you just say a little thing, something how you feel about the vision? Kasi alam mong ang goal natin ngayon is I have to share this to you para hindi lang ito ang magiging vision ko, but rather you also will own the vision. So can you just say a little something about how what do you think about this? Vision for PGCAG to become women who are loved, lovely, and loving.
Loving.
Mauna ka nga, Ate Flor.
With the vision, Ma'am Zenny, I can imagine myself as very wholesome. As a wife, as a mother, as a grandmother, as a great-grandmother, dahil kung apo sa tuhod,
Okay.
as a neighbor, in all my role as a woman, with your vision, with that vision, parang nakikita kong parang babata pa ako, gaganda ako.
That's nice.
Oh, ganun po imagination ko.
Okay.
Habang nagsasalita kayo, parang naninindig yung balahibo ko na maiiba ang image ng mga kababaihan with you, Ma'am Zenny.
Wow, wow. Thank you very much for that. Can I hear from you, Leonie?
Okay, magandang gabi po. Nakakatuwa, nakakakiliti po ng puso.
I nice that. I like that word.
presentation.
Nakakakiliti.
Nakakakiliti ng puso.
Okay.
Opo. At para bang feeling ko napaka-special ko.
Yeah.
Ang ganda po, napakaganda. Napakaganda po.
Right.
Wow.
Yes.
Salamat.
Nakakabata po, nakakabata.
Yes, yes. I'm glad you have that kind of reaction, actually.
Yes po, salamat.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. So this definitely is coming from the Lord. Let's hear from Beth, yung may medyo mga bata nating mga WM directors.
Ako. Sa akin po, magkakaroon ka ng joy, tapos may charisma, and then magiging unique, tapos maramdaman nila yung lagi kang nakangiti dahil love ka, loving ka. Hindi ka nanakit ng kapwa.
Amen, amen. Sige, ito yung maganda naming WM sa amin. Lalo kang ganda.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Naku,
What
talaga
can you
lang po
say?
ay tuwang-tuwa po sa mga senior niyo, ma'am, kasi nakikita ko po na lalong gaganda yung mga kababaihan natin. Kasi po ay maraming mga kababaihan ngayon, parang sabi niyo kanina, parang hindi na pinapansin kasi busy sa trabaho, sa ministry, sa bahay, halos lahat ng mga works ay maraming mga kananayan ang halos gumagawa. So minsan nakakalimutan na rin ang sarili. So I think ito ay magtutulong talaga ito sa mga kababaihan para lalo pa mag-bloom. Hindi lang spiritually, kundi pati emotionally and syempre physically.
Yes.
Maganda po ito, napakaganda po ng programa natin, ma'am.
Amen. Thank you for saying nothing. Okay, and that's a signal to me that you are also owning this vision. Okay, so thank you for your responses because that's where we start. I cannot continue running with this unless we receive this vision from the Lord.